Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I want to show off my physical Switch collection. Yeah, you know, the Switch has been out for quite some time. I have collected a bunch of games. I have a ton of games in front of me here, and I thought I'd just show off what I have. This isn't every game that I own on the Switch. I have a ton of smaller games and a lot of digital games. I've got a couple of games twice. But what we're going to do, we're going to start with a pile of games that I bought that I have not played, so I can show you what they are, and then we can kind of go from there and talk about them. Alright, come here. Alright. So, I have bought Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I have not played this game. I've seen gameplay of it. Obviously, it's a... If I do that, it might block the light, I don't know. Obviously, it's a... Warrior style game. I have played Fire Emblem Warriors, which I have in here somewhere, but this particular one I have bought and not played it yet, and hopefully we'll get around to playing it at some point. I know that it doesn't run particularly well on Switch. Oh, that's some fun artwork. Look at that. Apologies about the lighting, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it's just super bright outside and I don't have a blind to block that light behind me. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors, not played it, but I have played the original Hyrule Warriors. So, Burnout Paradise Remastered. I got this cheap. I have played a very small amount of this on a different system, but I have not played the Switch version. So, but I remember it being a fairly fun game. Persona 5 Strikers. I cannot get that to try that instead. Not played a Persona game, but I did buy this because it's on Switch and I hear it's pretty good. This is bonus content. Code included. What's the code for? What do we get with the code? Digital artbook, soundtrack behind the scenes. Oh, there's the back of the case for you. But yeah, I've not played a Persona game, but this again is another like Warriors style game, so I'll get to that at some point. Game that I've been really interested in playing, I just haven't played. Game Builder Garage, or Garage, as the Americans will call it. Fun, cool game about trying to teach people how to make video games. I have not played it. I am very interested in playing it, mainly because I really like Mario Maker 2. Probably right up my street. Alright, I bought this dirt cheap. Starlink Battle for Atlas. This is a game that was made by Ubisoft. It has the R-Wing in it, Star Fox stuff. As you can see, and probably hear, still cling filmed. I've got the edition that came with the R-Wing, and I've never played it, so... And one game I decided to pick up because I have a feeling this is going to be incredibly hard to get hold of later on, is Dragon Quest, is it 11? Yeah, Echoes of Elusive Age, Special Edition, Definitive Edition, whatever it's called. Lovely artwork on this. I've never played Dragon Quest, I'm not a big RPG guy to be honest, but this is a game that I know that is going to be an absolute nightmare to get hold of. This came from France. I got a copy of this from France, but yeah. So, that's my games that I've bought and not played. So, let's start with some random stuff, shall we? Crisis Remastered. I find it hard to play this on Switch. Don't know why I've been struggling with it. I tried it for a little bit and just could not get to grips with it particularly well. I mean, it's an FPS. It's probably better with mouse and keyboard. There is an art card in here. Weirdly enough, the other versions of this are only released in America, so I can't get physical versions of this. I can get them imported, but I'd want to get the physical editions. But man, I do apologise about the lighting. That might be better. But yes, I'd like to get the other two games. I really like Crisis 2. I like Crisis 1, but I don't think it's particularly aged. Well, it's aged all right, to be honest. It's aged all right. Let's make a pile. Let's make a pile over here. Alright, two games I absolutely love. Fantastic, they're on Switch. Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4. This is... wrong one. This one is the first Saints Row game I ever played. Saints Row 3 is amazing. It definitely hasn't aged well in some of the writing. But, in terms of like open world games, it's ridiculous, it's funny. I love it in certain aspects. Saints Row 4 is probably one of the best superhero games ever made. This comes with some... I've just dropped it now. This comes with some crazy DLC. Just insane things. You can fly around, you can do all kinds of things in this game. You're also the president for some reason. Very, very good games. I really like them. They are aging a little bit now. I played Saints Row 3 the remastered as well. That was really, really good. Ooh, a game that I love. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It says remastered at the top. I'm going to be honest with you, it's a load of rubbish. This is not a very good remaster. Maybe on other systems. But what this is a very good racing game. And I had it on 360. I've got it on Switch now. The online's actually fun. Probably one of my favourite Need for Speed games that EA have ever released. I love the Hot Pursuit series. This one is a lot of fun. Good soundtrack too. Well, now time for an indie game. New Super Lucky's Tale. Decided to pick this up on the physical. I actually prefer to get stuff physically if I can. This game is just a fun 3D platformer, kind of like collectathon thing, but nothing too crazy. Definitely aimed at a younger audience. But it's colourful and it's fun, and it's sort of right up my street. I only did like the first world and a half, I think. It's very silly, but there you go, some fun artwork in there. I'm enjoying the artwork that you can see on the back of them. Would recommend. Very fun little platformer. Oh, I'm loving the artwork inside these cases. 51 worldwide games. I always call it 51 worldwide classics. But this is just a staple to have on the Switch. It's just a really good pop out and play game. Tons and tons of things to play in there. Love the artwork in there. It's the back of the box. Really, really cool set of games. Good 2-player, single-player, stuff like that. If you like board games like chess, drafts, or checkers, all that kind of stuff, plus some Mancala, backgammon, tons of things. The one and only Kingdom Hearts game that I've actually played. Melody and Memory, I couldn't remember what it's called. Fantastic artwork, I'm not going to lie about that. Really, really cool artwork. Nothing in here. But there is some fun. The back is pretty cool as well. Basically, it's a music rhythm game to all the music in Kingdom Hearts, or at least not all of it, but most of it. Just really fun. Like, if you want to experience the story of Kingdom Hearts through a simpler means rather than playing it, then this game is good. There isn't any games here that I think are particularly bad, by the way. Where's... that part. Okay, speaking of... Klonoa, Phantom Reverie series. I couldn't get into this. I tried. I think it just shows its age, even though it's like a remaster. It's, again, colourful platformer. I think that the fact that it's 2 games in one is a great deal. I think people are going to really enjoy it, but I tried, and I just really didn't get on with the first game. It didn't do enough. Felt very light on content. Just didn't do enough for me, but it's not bad. Square Enix, Triangle Strategy. Very, very cool idea of a game. Very, very cool concept. Fantastic art style. Like, big strategy game. Terrible name. Triangle Strategy is a terrible name. But my biggest problem with this game is that once I found out that there was a critical, like, good ending, I just lost interest. But that doesn't mean to say the game is bad. The game itself, lovely artwork, very, very good. If you love British voice acting, perfect for you. But it's like Fire Emblem, kind of that sort of style of you have a bunch of units that all have different abilities, but harder. I find that game pretty tough, if I'm honest, which is meant to be, I think. Ooh, we're going back to the early days of the Switch. Super Bomberman R, great game. I don't care what anyone says. People talk shit on this game. It's Bomberman. It's what you'd expect. It's a lot of fun. I love me some Bomberman. There's a ton of unlockable content. They kind of bring more personality to all the bombers and stuff, and the sequel's coming out, which I'm excited for. And like, let's be honest, who doesn't love classic Bomberman art? So, if you love Bomberman, you'll like this. Great multiplayer game. Oh. Alright, we've got to talk about one of my favourite games on the Switch that does not get talked about enough anymore, and that is ARMS. If you have not played ARMS, this is one of Nintendo's best original IPs. This game is super fun, colourful, fantastic soundtrack. I just try and show off. It's got the controls inside there, which is a really good way of doing it. I don't know if you can see this, but on the back of the box there, you've got like a bunch of characters along the top. That's the base roster, I believe. Each character has unique abilities. The way it plays is unique. This game is just fantastic. This is in my top 10 Switch games of all time. And this, yeah, it is just an incredible, colourful fighting game that is unique and just super cool. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So, I have here Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I love the artwork. I love Street Fighter. just really, just really cool games. I know that they're not the perfect ports on a lot of this stuff, but the fact that it has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, I mean, that's a lot of games for your value for a collection, plus a bunch of, like, celebrate the 30 years of Street Fighter. What are you actually getting it? You gain 12 arcade classics. Oh, it's 12 games. My bad, I can't count. You can go online with some of them, and you can explore art and things like that. Yeah, I've heard they're not the best ports, but to be perfectly honest, this is is worth picking up. This is a good collection of games. I think Capcom's collections are usually worth picking up. Alright. First of all, I'm just going to say I bought this before, you know, I was boycotting Activision Blizzard. I'm not going to highlight too much of this, but I will say this is a good collection. The developers on it, hang on, I put my finger over Activision. Crash Insane Trilogy, fantastic. Toys for Bob made it. I just, you know, I still dislike Activision, I dislike Blizzard, I dislike a lot of the shit that's happened since. But this game is actually a good game, and for the people that worked on it, they did a fantastic job. But yeah, fuck Activision, fuck Blizzard. Right, moving on. And that will come up again later. I'll show you another game that I own. Borderlands, the Legendary Collection, which is 3 games. It is Borderlands 1, Borderlands the pre-sequel, and Borderlands 2. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't like pre-sequel very much. Borderlands 1 and 2, very, very good games. Love the fact that they're on Switch. This is a great bit of box art as well as the back. I love me this. This is a fucking awesome collection, and you can pick this up like cheap. In the UK, you can get this for about 30 quid. And you get all the add-on content. You even get, I know it says it doesn't contain Commander Lilith and Fight for Sanctuary, but I'm pretty sure they gave it away for free at some point, or at least they sold it now, but you can get it to be part of Borderlands 2. If you want to play Borderlands, get into Borderlands, this is a fantastic collection, but the games do run at 30 frames a second, so you have to be aware of that. Alright. Something I just picked up because I thought, why not? The Disney Classics Collection, so this is Jungle Book, Aladdin, Lion King. So you get 3 games in one. You actually get more than that. So you get the all versions of Aladdin and Jungle Book, the original 16-bit classics. So you get the SNES, Mega Drive versions, plus Game Boy versions of all of these games. So it says Museum Mode, you've got Play in Full 1080p, you've got Rewind, you've got Skip Mode, you've got soundtracks, you can listen to stuff. This is actually a really good collection if you like these games. The Digital Eclipse do this as well. And Nighthawk. Nighthawk, okay, cool. Cool collection. Get it on the cheap. I wouldn't pay more than about £20 to £25 for this, but this has got a ton of games into it. So even though you've got the free games like listed here, you get all the different versions. Well worth the money if you have nostalgia for that stuff. Alright. Mortal Kombat 11. The Switch version's interesting because it looks fucking terrible in comparison to the other versions, but it does run at 60 frames a second, even though it does chug occasionally. Cutscenes are the same in the other versions, but the actual gameplay, I'm not sure how I feel about this box art. I feel it's like okay, it's not really what I'd expect from Mortal Kombat. I know it is Scorpion on the front, but hey, there we go. Shows you all like your necks. That was the custom variation, cinematic story, fatalities, all that stuff. It is a good game. It's not my favourite Mortal Kombat game, but I'll be honest, the Switch version is a miracle that it works. Very curious to see how Mortal Kombat 1 turns out. We'll see how that does. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challenges. Lovely bit of artwork as well. If it will, there we go. Look, fantastic. So the most iconic fighting game is back of all time, and it added Violent Ken and Evil Ryu, and added in. You can switch between the graphics. You can team up in dynamic battle, and you've also got motion controls in the way of the Hado mode, which is apparently awful. But you know, hey. Well, that was loud. Nothing inside, disappointing, but all in all, a very good version of Ultra Street Fighter 2, or whichever one it is, based on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I think. So, but I bought this because I get a feeling this is going to get hard to get hold of later on down the line. What's next? Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. Really good game. Never finished it. I always get really far into this game. I never quite finish it. Switch version is just like the other versions. There's no major differences. I mean, that's the back of the box. Good luck reading any of it, but I really liked Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. I do have War Mastered Edition, but that's on Wii U, not on Switch, but you can get that as well as this one, and I think they brought out the third one to Switch as well. I've not played it. But yeah, Darksiders 2, really, really solid action adventure game. Would recommend it if you've not played it. Definitely worth playing. Okay. I have a lot to say about this game, but for those who don't know, I do own a copy of Diablo 3, the Eternal Collection, which also includes the Ganondorf armor set. Now, if you don't know, I absolutely cannot stand this game. I tried playing it, and I didn't get into it very much. This comes with all the Diablo 3 content, so it comes with the extra characters and stuff. But I just, firstly, again, fuck Blizzard Activision. But yeah, I just don't like it. A lot of people do, but I don't like it. I don't think it's as good as the other games. So there you go. One game I do very much enjoy though, Doom. Runs at 30 frames a second, but this is a buttery smooth 30 frames as best as you're going to get it. I like this game very much so. I also have Doom Eternal, but they never released a physical, so I only have the digital for that. Fantastic game. You're not going to be able to see much on the at the back because it's too dark. But this game is just super awesome. This is a really solid version of the game. If you can play it elsewhere, I'd recommend playing on a system that can run it at 60. But if this is your only option, I've picked this up. This artwork is super cool as well. Like, you can see Doom guy like fighting off hordes of little imps and things. Great game, love it, would recommend. Okay, what we got here? Fire Emblem. Starting with Fire Emblem Warriors. I have played a little bit of this. Love the artwork. Again, it's a Warriors game. Only played a little bit of it. I haven't played the new Fire Emblem Warriors, just this one. The problem with Warriors games, they're all very similar, and after playing Hyrule Warriors, the original one, and then moving into this, it wasn't that much different. But it does have some differences, and it does have a lot of characters that you love, as well as the two new ones in the top there. So, if you like Warriors games, and you like Fire Emblem, the game for you. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Why is he upside down on the box art? Really, really solid game. I'm glad that they didn't do this trick twice, but the fact that it's like half of the game's learning and teaching, the other half of the game's during a war. Fantastic story. Only played through it with one faction. There's 4 different endings to the game, but I played through it as the Blue Lions. That's this guy over here. I loved their stories. Thought it was really, really cool. Love it. Great game. And I also have Fire Emblem Awakening, which is much more of it's more like a classic Fire Emblem. I haven't actually finished it. I got pretty far into it and then stopped playing it for some reason, but I am going to go back and finish it off. Love the mechanics of being able to get older characters in there. Great game. Really, really do like Fire Emblem. It's always very solid. Okay, what we got here? What we got going on here? The trilogy. Let's get these in the right order of games. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3. Let's start with 1, Definitive Edition. This is the first one I ever played. Specifically this version of the game. I love this game. This is my favourite of the 3. I love Shulk, I love the story, I love the characters. This is probably my favourite RPG series of all time. And I'm not a big RPG guy. Like, I do like other RPGs, like Paper Mario, things like that. But Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is just a phenomenal game from start to finish. I took a risk on it. I didn't think I would get into this, and I played it and I loved it and I finished it and I was like, this game's fucking awesome. And when I finished it, I immediately, or very soon afterwards, bought the second game, which was out before Definitive Edition. But they released Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I do like. This is my least favourite of the 3, but that's not saying it's bad. I still love it. I think the game's fantastic. I love the characters in this game. It has some issues in terms of how crazy the combat is, and one of the characters is a bit problematic. But other than that, the game itself is genuinely fun. Fantastic soundtrack. Lovely artwork there. Does one have it? Let's have a look. Oh, that's a hella cool picture. My boy Shulk and Melia. And then, obviously, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, a game that I also love. This game is fucking phenomenal. It probably goes 1, 3, 2. That's the order in which I love these games. This was just solid. The campfire scenes. Love that. Sat around a campfire. And then the back of the box there. This trilogy is amazing. There is obviously X as well, and I have played X, but 1, 2, and 3 are just super awesome. If you get a chance to play these, don't play them back to back. Have some space between them, but honestly, solid games. you know, I can't really recommend them more, to be honest. Alright, what we got going on over here? Picked this up because it was dirt cheap. Space Invaders Forever Special Edition. Comes with some extra stuff. Comes with rubber keyring, A3 poster, invader pin, stickers, card, notepad, poster. Just a ton of things. It only cost me like 20 quid. See all that stuff on the back. Similar box art here. This is the actual game. Wow. This is the game inside. There it is, and then there it is on the back. So the reason I bought this actually was because it has Space Invaders Extreme in it, which is awesome. But it also comes with Space Invaders Gigamix and Arkanoid versus Space Invaders. So you get a bunch of games, you get a ton of really cool stuff in this. I really, really like this package. It's a really good special edition, and again, it wasn't particularly expensive, so that was lovely. So I'm very happy about that. But if you like Space Invaders, pick that up. Alright, let's talk about No More Heroes. Start with Travis Strikes Again, the spin-off. Includes the season pass. I never actually went back and... is that a code I had to put in? Maybe I did get it. Well, oh god, look at the artwork in this. This is super cool. This was a spin-off game that involved like top-down and all kinds of crazy stuff. And look, to be honest, it was made with a budget, very shoestring budget, this game, but it was still fun. I like it. A lot of people said it was average, but it was, for what it was fun. Like, that's all these games ever are, is fun, and like I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I've ever done a video on No More Heroes 3. I love the first two games, and the fact that they made a third one is super awesome. I love Travis. It does run pretty shitty. It's not the best looking game, but the gameplay when you do get to fight and stuff, and the boss fights are some of the best. I just love this series. I do wish that it would get more money and that they would actually make it run better. But like when you get put into like the arenas, like when you do like a one-on-one fight, they actually are pretty good. There's a really good fight in here where you fight on stage. It's like a dynamic camera. It is kind of annoying, but these games are super awesome. I would recommend, if you've not played, at least play this one. This one's fun, but this one is like legit. But be prepared for a very weird experience. Okay, what else have we got going on? I'll get this out of the way. I've got a FIFA game. It's FIFA 18. It's FIFA. One of the first games I bought for Switch, LA Noire, when it came out. I don't have much to say about it. I didn't like it. I thought the game was really boring, and by the time, I think if I played it at the time when it originally came out, I would have liked it. But I can't recommend this to anyone. It's not that great. It probably was good for the time, but it feels so barren now. Oh, favourite for some. Dark Souls Remastered. It is a remastered version of Dark Souls, but it's also on the Switch, so it doesn't. It's not like it's not the best version of it. You guys may or may not have seen that I did a stream of about 4 hours of this. Good game. It's a good game. I would say it's a very, very interesting game to play. I think a lot of people should play it. But however, I'm not going to say it's not necessarily for me. I enjoyed playing it. I had Egregious with me while I was doing it, and we had a good laugh. And at some point I may go back to it and stream some more of it, but it's one of those games where I can see the appeal. I just don't think I've got the patience, and I think that's okay. It's not perfect. There is bullshit in this game. Don't let people tell you otherwise. But what you do get is a very fun experience when you kind of like start to figure out what you're doing and how you can kind of like get around things and stuff and whatnot. But good game. Would recommend you get it on a different system other than Switch, but if you want to play it portably, then pick it up. Oh. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a phenomenal game. Probably in my top 10. I'm not sure. I'd have to really think about it, but this is a awesome game. Any cool artwork in here? Oh, lovely bit where he's driving down the road from one of the cutscenes. What can I say? It's probably one of the best 3D platformers I've played in years, and quite frankly, it's probably going to be one of the best 3D platforms I play in years. Would recommend if you've not played it. It's so good. It's cute, it's cuddly, it's got great music. It's actually got a shitload of content to this game. So, awesome, worth playing. Alright, let's get to something a bit more recent, shall we? Metroid Prime Remastered. I have actually started this. This is my physical version of the game. And it has the reversible cover inside as well. But I own it digitally. I want this game to do well. This game is probably the best looking game on Switch, if I'm honest. What they did to it is make it look fucking phenomenal. Great game. You can get it for £25 in the UK. Pick it up, play it. You will love it. It's a really, really fun adventure. This is the first time I got into it. I wasn't really enjoying it before then, but this version with the new controls makes it awesome. Worth it. Right. Here's my copy of Metroid Dread. Well, that's actually technically a lie. This is my copy of Metroid Dread. Get it. This is actually my copy of Metroid Dread. I bought the special edition. I have no idea what's inside this. I can't remember. Ooh. Ooh. The steelbook. Look at that. Didn't even realise I had a steelbook for this. Fantastic artwork in there as well. That's a nice steelbook actually. There are a little bit bent. These amazing shiny holographic cards with all the pictures on from the different games. Apologies if you can't see that very well. There's Fusion. And there's one for Dread. I forgot I even had it. Is there something else in here? Oh, it's an art book. Which I forgot I had as well. So apologies, I'm looking like a bit of a mess. It's very warm in here. Yeah, so I bought. Okay, so I don't normally buy special editions. This one was about 70 or 80 quid. I can't remember. But sometimes there are certain games I want to support, and this happens to be one of them. And I can just. Oh, I should probably show off the back of this box. Look at that. Fucking awesome. I have there was a poster as well, but the poster's on my wall. This is the art book. Oh wow, I just turned to like the perfect page. Look at that. I'm not going to show you any more of it, but just so you get an idea. It's a fantastic. This was worth the purchase for me. I love Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is in my top 10 Switch games. That's not alright, is it? You're probably thinking why? Because Metroid Dread is a game that just came out of nowhere and just ended up being absolutely phenomenal. You know. There we go. And show that off again. You know, it's just such a good game. Such a good game. Maybe I bought. No, because my copy's in here, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, Metroid Dread. Buy it, love it. Fantastic game. How about another one of my favourite games? Super Mario Maker 2. I love this game. This game is phenomenal. The soundtrack is really what steals it for me in a lot of ways. Just look at the artwork and the colourfulness and the. I just love this game so much. This game is so good. Look at that. Look at that. If you love building things, or if you don't, if you just want to like playing stuff, like this game is just phenomenal. I might have to play some of this later after I've done with this video. It's so good. Alright, what else we got going on here? We got WarioWare, Get It Together. Maybe not my favourite WarioWare, but definitely a lot of fun. They're always fun. I like the fact that this exists. I'm glad we've got one on Switch. And it's co-op, which is cool. I'll show you a bit of there. 200 micro games. There's a picture of Wario picking his nose. Just because you needed to see that. Come back to you. I have 2 copies of this game. Where's the other one? So I accidentally bought 2 copies of Mario Strikers Battle League Football, which would be fine had the game actually been better than it was. Now, I don't hate the game. I've recently did a video on this about how much I would love to see change. The artwork is phenomenal. This might actually be, like, I might have to do a separate video just on like the best artwork, but this might be the best artwork for a Switch game. Like, look at it. I want that as a poster. Look at this. There are things I like about this game. It's just that if this is your first Mario Strikers, you're probably going to love it. Yeah, I bought 2 copies by accident because I pre-ordered one super early, still in the cling film, because it had a poster with it, which I have and I love. I really need to put it up. Alright, come back to you. Still got a game that I think is just not worth the value, but I think, well, To me it isn't, but to some people will be. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, hyped to shit. Galaxy's worth playing, the other two not so much. But there are some improvements there. It's a game that I think some people will really enjoy, like having a triple pack. It's not very often Nintendo releases free games in a triple pack. Lovely artwork and screenshots, but it's a game I do not care for. If I'm honest with you, I think it was overpriced when it came out. So, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What do I need to say about this game? You guys have been seeing me cover a lot of it for a while. It's great. I'm not doing a very good job with this video. I'm chucking cases around, pulling the microphone down, but there you go. Mario Kart 8. There's nothing I can say about it that you don't already know. Cleverly, the controls are inside there. Mario Tennis Aces. I waited and waited and waited before I bought this. Actually, now is a good time to pick it up because you get all of the characters and stuff. Mario sports games on the Switch are a bit hit and miss, but I do think this is one of the better ones. I always like it. I think it's more like a fighting game anyway, with the abilities and stuff that you get in it. It's very, very, very fun. Again, Nintendo doing it with the controls. They have them inside there, so they're trying to show off a lot of what the controls are, so you know what you're doing. Let's come to these two. Kingdom Battle, Sparks of Hope. Two very good games. This one is probably going to be more well loved. This game is really, really fun and very, very silly. And this game kind of improves on the formula. I like both games. If you like XCOM style turn-based strategies, which I do, these games are great. Would recommend both. This one is super cheap all of the time. This one is probably not quite as cheap, but it's probably getting there now. Looking forward to the Rayman expansion coming out for this one. So, looking forward to that. Mario Odyssey, fantastic game. Don't need to say much more than that. If you like Mario, you're going to love this game. Super Mario Party, I've played a lot of. Mario Party Superstars, I've played once. I like Mario Party. These games are going to be hit and miss depending on who you are and if you like Mario Party. I like both. I don't like the fact that this one, Super Mario Party, you have to use the Joy-Con for it. This one you don't. You can use any controller. But I like the fact that both these games exist. They are fun. Pick up either. Right, what have I left? Right, let's get to these two. Breath of the Wild, the game that made me a Zelda fan, and Tears of the Kingdom, the game that I'm currently put like 80, 90 hours in. Breath of the Wild was the game that made me love Zelda, right? And this is the game that I got with my Switch. I love this game. This game is phenomenal. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm at that point where I'm starting to really love the game. To start with, I wasn't sure, but now, after so many hours and the fact that I can't put this bloody game down, I am loving this game. I love what the game brings. It is insane. This will probably go down as one of the greatest games ever made. And it kind of replaces Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways because it's like an improvement on the original, so it's worth it. Let's talk about... I'm going to leave... You know what? No, actually, we'll talk about... Let's talk about Advance Wars. Advance Wars Reboot Count 1.2 plus 2. If you haven't bought this game, go and buy this game. Please buy this game. Because this game is phenomenal. I have a digital version and I have a physical version. They have reversible art in there as well, which is super cool. And you also get the black hole COs there, whereas on the back of the normal one, you get the orange star ones. This game is one of the best games ever released. This is in my top 10 Switch games because it is a hell of a remake. One of the best remakes I have ever played. Quality of life. Tons and tons and tons of smart decisions in this. Maybe at some point we'll do a written review on it. Let's see if that comes to fruition. But if you haven't played this game, please buy this game. It's so good. Like, people give a shit about it. They love it. Right. So for some reason I have this cover out. Obviously this is Smash Ultimate. This is the Steelbook. The picture inside is phenomenal. It's a really nice picture of Battlefield. However, I did buy the special edition. Which is going to look a little bit dusty. This cost me a lot of money, and it comes with the game, a GameCube controller, and the GameCube adapter. So that's why I bought it. There's the artwork on the front. Look at that, lovely artwork. There's on the back as well. Everyone is here, all in the different languages. But if we open up the box, what we get is probably one of my favourite things. It's basically the character select screen, and this is in the order they were added. So I think at the time, no, who was the last person to be? Was it Isabel? No, Incineroar. For some reason, Incineroar's not on here, is he? Does that mean Incineroar's on the box? Good Wario. Wow, so this version doesn't have Incineroar on it. That's kind of mad. So this must have been put into print before they had announced Incineroar. And Ken's not on here either. Yeah, madness. But there you go, you know. But this is my actual copy of Smash Brothers, which, again, physical copy. But I've never used it. And then underneath here, there is a box or a GameCube controller. I'll try and show this off. Ugh. GameCube controller and adapter, but I have them out of the box, so they're not actually in there. But I kept the boxes in there to try to keep it in one piece. I am not one of these people that collects special editions just to like not use them or look at the things. So there you go. That is my entire physical Switch collection. As you can tell, it's quite a lot of games. And I'm not done buying yet. Like, I am trying to pick up not loads of indie games. There are tons of indie games that have physicals, but I'm not going to go down that road. There are games I would still like to buy, like Mario Golf. I can't even think right now, obviously the Crisis games. But that's everything that I own physically on the Switch. I'm pretty happy with my collection. It's probably the collection I'm going to be the most happy with. It's the one I'm putting my time in, regardless of what comes down the line for like the next Nintendo console or any other console in the future. This is the collection that I've decided to be like, I'm getting stuff now. There are a ton of games that I will probably never own physically because it's just like, I don't really want to. I only really want to buy stuff that I really like. Obviously, I got a couple of games like Elo Noir. That was early days when I bought that. But all in all, very, very happy with this collection. Hopefully, you've enjoyed seeing it. I know a lot of people have moved to digital now, but that's it. I'd love to have a display case like here of them all on, but yeah, it's just effort. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. As always, if you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more content like that, then hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always. And until next video, I will see you then.